Jai Hind. Dear children, welcome back to the class. You know we are discussing the fourth chapter, quadratic equation. In this video, we are going to discuss how to find out the solutions of quadratic equation. Solutions of an equation are also called roots of the equation. Okay children, so what is meant by solution of an equation? It is the value of the variable for which the equation becomes true. That you have studied in lower classes also. Now we are going to discuss how to find out solutions of a quadratic equation or roots of a quadratic equation. So in your textbook there are three methods. One is by factorization, another one is completing the square method, and third one is by using quadratic formula. But the second one, completing the square method, is deleted. So this year we are using only two methods, factorization method and by using quadratic formula. Now we are going to discuss factorization method to find the solution in this video. Okay children? So here is the first question. X square minus 3x minus 10 equal to 0. We have to solve this equation by using factorization. That means we have to factorize this polynomial. Left hand side we have polynomial. If we are factorizing this polynomial, from there we can find out the value of x or solution of this equation. Okay, so here the quadratic polynomial is x square minus 3x minus 10, and you have studied different methods to factorize by using identities that you have studied in 8th standard as well as in 9th standard. So, which identity can be applied? That you have to decide by checking the given polynomial, this polynomial. If you have two perfect squares and then middle term is 2ab form, then we can apply a plus b the whole square or a minus b the whole square. Then if the polynomial is having only two terms, you can factorize by the third identity, a square minus b square form identity, isn't it? But usually, in most of the cases, we can apply the fourth identity. Which was the fourth identity that you studied? X plus a into x plus b is equal to x square minus x square plus a plus b into x plus ab. This we can apply in most of the polynomials, isn't it? So what is this? X square, then middle term will be the sum of two numbers and then the product with the variable. Then last term will be the product of that two numbers, isn't it? X square plus a plus b into x plus ab. So this identity we are applying to factorize this, and that method you studied as factorize by splitting middle term, isn't it? Factorization by splitting middle term, and you have done so many questions last year, and here we are going to apply that also. So what the polynomial is? X square minus 3x minus 10, x square minus 3x minus 10. What we have to verify? We have to verify and we have to find out the two numbers whose sum is minus 3 and product is minus 10, isn't it? Sum should be minus 3 and product should be minus 10. How will you identify the two numbers whose sum is minus 3 and product is minus 10? What is the easy method? Check the factorization of this minus 10. Isn't it? What are the factorization of minus 10 or product form of minus 10? We can have 1 into 10 is 10. If the product is negative, one number should be negative. So we can take minus 1 into 10 is 10, minus 10. Or we can take 1 into minus 10 also minus 10. Then any other way to get the product as 10? Yes, 2 into 5. But one number should be negative. So minus 2 into 5 can be minus 10, or 2 into minus 5 is also minus 10. So these are the factorization of this product number. Now which one is suitable for us? What is that? We should get the sum as minus 3. So which number sum we will get as minus 3? If the sum is negative, the greater number should be negative. So here this is the suitable form. Isn't it? So instead of minus 10, we can write 2 into minus 5, or 2 and minus 5 sum is also minus 3. Now we have to use these two integers to factorize this given polynomial. Okay. So that you know very well. So I am writing. But here we have equation. So I am writing this as equation. And LHS we are factorizing using these two numbers. Actually, before starting the factorization, or before finding this number, these suitable numbers, we have to check the coefficient of x square also, square term. If it is 1, the product should be 1 into minus 10. Okay, if the coefficient of x square is 1, the product we have to take 1 into minus 10, that we have taken as minus 10 itself. If we have any other number here, that also we have to consider for this product. Now we have 1, so 1 into minus 10 is minus 10 only. That's why we have taken the factorization of minus 10. Now we can use this 2 and minus 5 to split this polynomial. First x square, we are splitting only the middle term. Isn't it? Middle term can be splitted by using these two numbers. Minus 3x can be written as plus 2x minus 5x. The variable also we have to consider. Okay, plus 2 minus 5. Finally, it will be minus 3. Then minus 10 equal to 0. Here we are putting 0 because we have equation. Now, we have to group the terms. Okay, x square plus 2x first term. After the first term, we have to put the plus sign. Then second term is minus 5x minus 10 equal to 0. Okay. Now, here which is common? X common. That all these steps you know very well. So, x plus 2. Then here what is common? In both the terms we have minus sign. We have to take that negative number outside, then only we will get the positive symbol inside this bracket. Which all can be taken outside? If you are taking only 5 outside, again inside the bracket you will have negative sign. But inside the bracket we need the same expression. So we have to take minus 5 outside. So when we take minus 5 outside, here remaining x and minus 10 by minus 5, minus plus 10 by 5 is 2 equal to 0. Now which is common? X plus 2 is common, isn't it? from these two. What are the terms we have? We have two terms. This is one term and this is another term. So which is common? X plus 2 is common. Then remaining here, what is remaining? X. Then here minus 5 equal to 0. Okay. Now we got x plus 2 is x plus 2 into x minus 5 equal to 0. So we can equate each one as 0. If a into b is 0, then either a should be 0 or b should be 0. Or both should be 0. Isn't it? So that concept we are applying here. We can equate each factor to 0. So x plus 2 equal to 0. X is equal to minus 2. And here x minus 5 equal to 0. So x is equal to 5. So we got the values of x. See, it is a quadratic polynomial. And last year you have studied for quadratic polynomial, there are two zeros. Same way for quadratic equation also we will have two solutions. Okay. So when you put this minus 2 and 5, the equation these two values will satisfy the equation. So solution is, what is the solution? Minus 2 and 5. Okay children, this is the first question. Now let's discuss another question. Solve 2x square plus x minus 6 equal to 0. What is the difference between these two questions? Here coefficient of x square is 1. Here coefficient of x square is 2. So when we take this product to find out the suitable numbers for splitting, we have to consider this one also. Okay, so 2x square plus x minus 6 is equal to 0. We are going to apply splitting middle term method. Okay, so sum should be the coefficient of x term. What is the coefficient of x term? Plus 1. And product should be 2 into minus 6. Don't forget to consider this. 2 into minus 6 is minus 12. Okay. Now we have to find out a pair of numbers whose sum is 1 and whose product is minus 12. How will you get? How will you get that? We have to check the factorization of this product number. What are the factorization of this product number? We have a negative number as product. So, one number should be negative. Okay. So, 1 into 12 is 12. But one should be negative. So, we can consider minus 1 into 12 is minus 12. Or 1 into minus 12 is also minus 12. So, if we are considering these pairs, will we get sum as 1? Is there any chance? If you are adding or subtracting, we will never get 1 as answer, isn't it? We will not get the sum as 1. So, we can't apply this. Then, another product form for minus 12, minus 2 into 6 or 2 into minus 6. Here also we won't get the sum as 1. Now another one, minus 3 into 4 or 3 into minus 4. These two also minus 12. Now these are the factorizations of minus 12. Which one can be taken? Sum is positive, 3 and 4. So there is a chance to get 1, isn't it? And which pair we have to consider? That we have to decide by checking the sign of this sum. If sum is positive, the greater numeral should be positive. So which is the suitable pair? Minus 3 and 4. sum is positive, greater number is positive. Okay. Now using this, we have to split the middle term of the given polynomial in the equation. So our equation is 2x square plus x minus 6 equal to 0. Okay. Now we are going to split the middle term. Here same term, x square term we have to write as it is, 2x square. Now we have to apply the sign of these numbers. Okay, no need to think about this given sign. We can use these suitable pair numbers sign. So I am writing minus 3x plus 4x. Then last term also we have to write as same number, minus 6 equal to 0. Now grouping 2x square minus 3x first group plus 4x minus 6 is second group. Now take the common factor. Here x is common. Then 2x minus 3 inside the bracket plus here which can be taken as common factor? 2, isn't it? 4 and 6, 2 is the HCF. So we can take 2 as common. 4x by 2 is 2x minus 6 by 2 is 3 equal to 0. Now which is the common factor in both the terms? This is first term, the second term. What is the common factor? 2x minus 3. So 2x minus 3 common, that is in one bracket, remaining in another bracket. Here which is remaining? X here plus 2 equal to 0. Okay. Now we can equate each factor to 0. So 2x minus 3 equal to 0. X plus 2 equal to 0. How will you solve this? You know how to solve linear equations. 2x equal to plus minus 3 will come as plus 3. X equal to 3 by 2. And here x equal to plus 2 will come as 0 minus 2, that is minus 2. So what is the solution? Solution is 3 by 2, one value, then another value is minus 2. Okay children? So next question. Solve root 2x square plus 7x plus 5 root 2 equal to 0. Okay. Here we have irrational numbers as coefficients. But this is also very simple question. When we simplify this, you can understand this is very easy. So what is our equation? Root 2x square plus 7x plus 5 root 2 equal to 0. Same process, splitting middle term method. Okay. So we have to consider the sum as sum should be equal to 7. Then product, what about product? Product should be the product of this x square coefficient and this last term, isn't it? 5 root 2, constant term. So x square coefficient is root 2 into 5 root 2. Okay, root 2 into root 2, 2. 2 into 5, 10. So the product should be 10 and sum should be 7. Okay. So how will we get the number? So what we have to do? We have to check the factorization of 10. Here both are positive. So no need to think about this sign. If both sum and product are positive, we have to consider only the positive numbers. Factors of 10, 1 into 10 or 2 into 5. Okay, which can be taken for getting sum 7? Yes, 2 and 5. If both sum and product are positive, we should not consider any negative number. So 2 and 5 we can take. Then same procedure we are doing. We are splitting middle term by using these numbers. So root 2x square plus 2x. Instead of 7x we are writing 2x plus 5x. Then plus 5 root 2 equal to 0. Okay. Now grouping root 2x square plus 2x first group plus second group 5x plus 5 root 2 equal to 0. Now what can be taken as common factor here? Here this is an irrational number. This is a rational number. What we can take as common factor? We have to think and take. Okay, x is common. That you know. Here x square, here x. So we can take 1x outside. Then can we take any numeral outside? Yes, because this 2 can be written as. See, here we have root 2. But this 2 can be written as root 2 into root 2. What is root 2 into root 2? 2, isn't it? So, we can split this 2 as root 2 into root 2. So, here also we have root 2. Here also we have root 2. So, what we can take outside? We can take root 2 also outside. Okay. Now, inside the bracket. Root 2 we have taken. 1x we have taken. So, x is remaining. Plus. Here 2 we can split as root 2 into root 2. We have taken 1 root 2 outside. So what is remaining? 1 root 2 is remaining. So root 2. Okay. Did you get this? Now plus. Here what we can take common factor? Here 5x plus 5 root 2. So 5 is common. Remaining x plus root 2. Isn't it? Equal to 0. Now which is common? X plus root 2, x plus root 2 common. So x plus root 2 common. Remaining root 2x plus 5 equal to 0. Now same procedure we have to do. X plus root 2 equal to 0 or root 2x plus 5 equal to 0. So here what is the answer? X is equal to 0 minus root 2. It is minus root 2. Here root 2x is equal to 0 minus 5. So minus 5. X equal to minus 5 by root 2. Okay children. So our solution. What are the solution? What are the values of x? Minus root 2 and minus 5 by root 2. Okay. Now come to the next question. Solve 3x square minus 2 root 6x plus 2 equal to 0. Here also we have irrational number as one coefficient. Isn't it? So, we have discussed this question. So, you can do this also very easily. What is our equation? 3x square minus 2 root 6x plus 2 equal to 0. The sum should be middle minus 2 root 6. Okay. Then product should be 3 into 2. Don't forget to consider this coefficient. 3 into 2, we should get 6. Okay. So, product should be 6 and sum should be minus 2 root 6. See, sum is an irrational number. So, if the sum is irrational number, then you should understand that the suitable pair will also have irrational part. Okay. So, but we can apply the same process. Factorization of this 6 we can verify. What are they? Here one is negative, sum is negative, product is positive. Okay, so we have to verify all the factors. 6 can be written as positive 6 can be written as 1 into 6 or minus 1 into minus 6. Both are positive 6, isn't it? If product is positive, both the numbers should be either positive or negative. Now another pair 2 into 3 or minus 2 into minus 3. Here also you will get positive 6 as product. But by choosing any one of these, we will never get the sum as minus 2 root 6. Now is there any possibility to get the sum as 6? See, here we splitted 2 as root 2 into root 2. Same way 6 also can be splitted as, yes, root 6 into root 6. Isn't it? And another possibility, minus root 6 into minus root 6. This is also product is 6 plus 6. Root 6 into root 6, 6, negative into negative, positive. So minus 6 into minus root 6 into minus root 6 is also positive 6. Now you can identify our suitable pair for getting sum as minus 2 root 6. What is that? If we consider root 6 and root 6, what is root 6 plus root 6? Root 6 means actually 1 root 6. 1 root 6 plus 1 root 6, 2 root 6. But we need minus 2 root 6. So which one can be taken? This one. So minus root 6 plus minus root 6 is, it is minus 1 minus 2, then root 6. Okay, so which is our suitable pair? This one, minus root 6 and minus 2. So this is our pair of numbers we have to consider for factorizing this one. Okay children, now we can split the middle term. 3x square, both are minus, so minus root 6x, again minus root 6x plus 2 equal to 0. Okay, minus root 6 minus root 6 minus 2 root 6 x. Okay, now grouping 3x square minus root 6x is first group. Then after first group put plus sign. Then second group is, we have to consider this sign, minus root 6x plus 2 equal to 0. Okay, now we have to consider the common factors from each bracket. Here 3x square and minus root 6x, isn't it? See children, our equation is 3x square minus root 6x first group plus minus root 6x plus 2 equal to 0. This is our equation. If we are taking only x as common factor, what is remaining? 3x minus root 6 plus, here also sometimes you may think that no common factors, only one we can take, so minus root 6x plus 2, isn't it? Equal to 0. It will come like that. But when we check for the next step, we are not getting any common factor, isn't it? So we can't take like that. So we have to think about more factorization or more factors of this 3 and root 6. How can we write 3? 3 factorization 1 into 3 is 3. Then another form 3 can be written as, yes, root 3 into root 3. This is also 3. Okay. Now root 6 can be written as root 2 into root 3. These are also possible way to write the product form of 3 and root 6. Isn't it? Now you can see the common factor from these two. Which is common? Yes, root 3 is common. Isn't it? So what you can understand from these two terms, we can take root 3 also as common factor. So we can take root 3 common, then x is also common. Okay, what is remaining? 3 means root 3 into root 3. 1 root 3 we have taken. So what is remaining? Root 3 is remaining. Then x minus, from root 6 we have taken root 3. What is remaining? Root 2 is remaining. Plus or minus? See, here we have inside the bracket we have root 3x minus middle term is minus, negative. But here middle term is positive. So there is a sign change. So if there is a sign change, you should understand that we have to take negative number from the second bracket. So what can be taken? So negative we have taken. Okay children, again look at this. We have to find out a common factor from these two terms. Root 6 can be written as root 2 into root 3. 2 can be written as root 2 into root 2. Can we take any common factor? Yes, which is common? Root 2 is common. Isn't it? So you should understand that from these two terms also we can take root 2 outside. So we are taking minus root 2. Okay. What is remaining? We have taken minus root 2 outside. When we take a negative number from outside from the bracket, from an expression, all the signs will change here. So minus root 6x, we have taken minus root 2. So remaining will be positive number. So what is remaining? Root 2 we have taken. So root 3x. This will become minus, then only negative into negative, here positive. Then from 2 we have taken root 2. So what is remaining? Root 2 is remaining. So it is root 2 equal to 0. Don't forget to put this equal to 0. Now we can have common factor. Isn't it? Root 3x minus root 2. Here also root 3x minus root 2 is common. So we can take root 3x minus root 2 common. Then what is remaining in the second bracket? Here root 3x minus root 2 equal to 0. Okay. So we can equate each one. Root 3x minus root 2 equal to 0. Root 3x minus root 2 equal to 0. Okay. Now root 3x is equal to root 2. X is equal to root 2 by root 3. Here also root 3x is equal to root 2. So x is equal to root 2 by root 3. So we are getting two values and both are same. Okay, both are same values. Okay children, we can do this in another easy method. Okay, why I explained this method is, if you are not remembering that easy method, you should know how to factorize using splitting middle term method. That's why I explained this one. Okay, but this can be factorized by using our another identity also. Okay, children? So let me explain that. What is our question? 3x square minus 2 root 6x plus 2 equal to 0. So last year you have studied to apply the first two identities, that is a plus b the whole square and a minus b the whole square. We should have two perfect square terms and middle term should be 2ab 4. But first when you check, you may think that so these two terms are not perfect square terms, not square terms. But we can write these two terms as also as square terms. Okay, children. See, 3 is the square of root 3. So this can be written as root 3x the whole square. Isn't it? This 2 can be written as plus 2 can be written as root 2 square. Okay. So this can be taken as A and this can be taken as B. Now verify this middle term whether it is 2ab. Here we have minus 2 into what is A? Root 3x into what is B? Root 2. Okay. Now just look at this. This is A square minus 2ab plus b square form. Isn't it? So this is A square minus 2ab plus b square form. What is A square minus 2ab plus b square? It can be written as a plus b the whole square. Isn't it? So the given polynomial can be written as, this can be written as A. What is A? Root 3x. Then, sorry, here middle term is minus. So it can be written as A minus b the whole square. A minus b the whole square. So it can be written as root 3x. A minus, what is our b? B is root 2 whole square equal to 0. Okay. Root 3x minus root 2 the whole square. A minus b the whole square, because the given polynomial is a square minus 2ab plus b square form. So it is a minus b the whole square. Now what is a minus b the whole square? A minus b into a minus b. So root 3x minus root 2 into root 3x minus root 2 equal to 0. Now each one we can equate. Root 3x minus root 2 equal to 0. Root 3x minus root 2 equal to 0. So root 3x equal to root 2. X equal to root 2 by root 3. So here also root 3x equal to root 2. X equal to root 2 by root 3. See, we got same answer here also. So I explained both the methods. This is splitting middle term method and this is factorization by another identity. But here you should check whether we can write two terms as square terms or not. And middle term should be in the form 2ab. That also very important. If the middle term is not in this form, 2ab form, you can't apply this method. Okay, children, you can choose any one method. This is the next question. 2x square minus x plus 1 by 8 equal to 0. Okay, when I explained the last question, I said You have to choose the easiest method always. Okay. The question is to solve by factorization. So you can apply any identity for doing the factorization. Here also 2x square minus x plus 1 by 8 equal to 0. We have a rational number here and you can solve this by keeping the rational number as it is. Check the sum and check the product. Like that now itself you can start doing. Or another method is to avoid the rational form. When we discuss the last chapter linear equation, pair of linear equation, there we explained how to avoid the rational form from an equation. Same process here also we can apply to get a simple equation, then you can solve. Okay children, let's see here what is that method I am going to explain. Here what is the rational number? 1 by 8. Only one denominator. So what we have to do? We have to multiply each and every term by this denominator. So I am going to multiply each and every term by 8. So 8 into 2x square minus 8 into x plus 8 into 1 by 8 equal to 0. Okay, here it is 16x square minus 8x. Here x 8 and 8 will cancel. This cancel. What is remaining? Plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay. Now you can apply any identity. Splitting middle term you can apply, or see here 16x square is the square of 4x. This is also a square term. Okay. So you can apply that identity also. So 16x square is the square of 4x, isn't it? This can be written as 4x the whole square. Then plus 1 can be written as the square of 1. Okay. You check the middle term. Here we have minus. This is a. What is a? 4x is a and this is b. So middle term, verify whether it is 2ab term. 2 into a is 4x into b is 1. 2 into 4x into 1 is 8x. Now we have equal to 0. Now which identity form? A square minus this 2 into a into b plus b square form. What is a square minus 2ab plus b square? A minus b the whole square. Isn't it? So here what is a? 4x. So this can be written as 4x minus b is 1 the whole square equal to 0. So this can be written as a minus b the whole square form. Here you should now take the square root on both sides because we are solving quadratic polynomial, quadratic equation. So for quadratic equation we need two values for x. There are two solutions, that also you know. Usually students will take the square root on both sides, then they will simplify. Okay, so finally you will get x as only one value, but if you are doing like that, you have to repeat the values. Okay, so here I am writing this as 4x minus 1 into 4x minus 1 equal to 0. 4x minus 1 the whole square is 4x minus 1 into 4x. So 4x minus 1 equal to 0. Another one 4x minus 1 equal to 0. So 4x is equal to 1. X is equal to 1 by 4. Here also 4x is equal to 1. X is equal to 1 by 4. So same value we got as solution. Okay. Next one also. Same procedure you can apply, but here I said you have rational form. So it will be easy for you to change the rational form and then do it. So don't think for this question like that, because if you are applying this method here, it will be difficult for you. Okay, but here you have equation y square minus y by 5 plus 1 by 100 is equal to 0. Directly you can apply the identity. Why? Here square term, this is also square term. Just verify the middle term, whether it is 2ab or not. If you are not able to do, then you have to think about any other method. Okay, now let's try. Here our equation is y square minus y by 5 plus 1 by 100 equal to 0. Okay, what are the square terms? Y square, and here 1 by 100. Y square is y the whole square plus 1 by 100, the square of 1 by 10. Isn't it? 1 by 100 can be written as 1 by 10 the whole square. So this is A. This A square, then this is B square. You just check the middle term minus 2AB form. That means 2 into what is A? Y into what is B? 1 by 10. Is it y by 5? 2, 10 will cancel. This will become 5. So finally it will be y by 5. Okay. So the given expression is of the form. Which form? This is of the form a square minus 2ab plus b square form. What is a square minus 2ab plus b square? A minus b the whole square. So this can be written as, here a is y minus b is 1 by 10 the whole square equal to 0. So y minus 1 by 10 into y minus 1 by 10 equal to 0. Y minus 1 by 10 equal to 0. Another one also. So y equal to plus 1 by 10, and here also plus 1 by 10. So here the solution is 1 by 10 and 1 by 10. Same solution. Okay children. Next question. Solve for x. 1 by a plus b plus x equal to 1 by a plus 1 by b plus 1 by x. Okay. So now it is not in general form of a quadratic equation. Isn't it? So first of all we have to make this as like that general form. Okay. Here a, b, x we have. Which is the variable? X is the variable. A and b represents constants. Okay children. Usually in this type of questions we are taking x and y as variable. If there is any other alphabet in the question, that we have to consider as constants or real numbers. Okay. And one more thing, the question is here solve for x. So we have to understand that we have to write this equation as a quadratic equation in variable x. Okay children. For that what we have to do is, we have to take the variable terms in one side. Okay. Same type of question. It is asked in the board exam, last year board exam. This type of question always they are asking for solving. Okay. So you have to understand the method properly. First we have to take the variable terms in one side. So our equation is 1 by a plus b plus x is equal to 1 by a plus 1 by b plus 1 by x. So this is also variable term that I am going to take to LHS. So 1 by a plus b plus x. This 1 by x plus 1 by x will come as minus 1 by x equal to 1 by a plus 1 by b. Okay. Now we have to take the LCM on both sides. Here what is the LCM? A plus b plus x, and here the denominator is x. So what is the LCM? Their a plus b plus x is one expression. This x is another expression. So if we have different numbers like this without any common factor, how will you take the LCM? We will take the product as LCM. So same way here also we have to take the product as LCM. So LCM is x into a plus b plus x. Now numerator. How will you take 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3? How will you simplify this? 6 as LCM. Okay. Then 2 into which number? 6. 2 into 3 is 6. So here also we will multiply 3. Here 3 into 2 is 6. Here also we will multiply by 2. So here also a plus b plus x. Here we have a plus b plus x. Into which number we will get this LCM? Into x. So here also we have to multiply x. So 1 into x is x minus, and here it is a plus b plus x is the numerator. Okay children. So if we don't have any common factor, for example 1 by 5 minus 1 by 6, LCM will be 30, their product. Okay. Now how will we get the numerator? Just do the cross multiplication like this. 6 into 1, here 6, then here minus 5 into 1, 5. Same procedure here also we can apply. Here x into 1 x, then minus a plus b plus x into 1 is a plus b plus x. So we are getting numerator. Here what is the LCM? 1 by a plus 1 by b. LCM is ab. Okay. Numerator 1 into b, b plus 1 into a, a. Taking LCM and all you know very well. So that's why I am not going to explain more. Now simplification. Here x open the bracket, minus a minus b minus x by x into a plus b plus x equal to b plus a can be written as a plus b by ab. Okay. Now x and x we can cancel. What is remaining? Minus a minus b. Minus a minus b. From these two terms I am taking minus 1 outside. So if we are taking minus 1 outside, okay, inside the bracket a plus b by x into a plus b plus x equal to a plus b by ab. Okay children. Now here a plus b, here also a plus b. We can do the cancellation because this a plus b will come as denominator here. So we can cancel a plus b and a plus b here. So I am not writing that step. Here itself we can cancel a plus b and a plus b. Now do the simplification. Here we have remaining is 1. Okay, here minus 1. Now do the cross multiplication. Here we have x into a plus b into x. Okay, into 1. So x into a plus b plus x into 1 is x into a plus b plus x equal to, here when we multiply, minus 1 into ab, minus 1 into ab, what is it? Minus ab. Okay children. Now opening the bracket, I am rearranging the term also, x into x, x square plus ax plus bx. Then here we have minus ab. When we take to this side, this will be plus ab equal to 0. Here everything I have taken this side. Now how will you solve this? Yes, you can solve by grouping. X square plus ax first group plus second group bx plus ab. Okay. So what is common? X common, x plus a plus here which is common? B common, x plus a equal to 0. Okay. Now which is common? X plus a common. So x plus a common factor. Remaining, here what is remaining? X then plus b. X plus b equal to 0. So x plus a equal to 0. X plus b equal to 0. So x equal to minus a, x equal to minus b. Okay children. See, when you see the question, you may think that it is very difficult, but by solving, you can understand that this is an easy question. Last year also same type of question is asked with some changes. That question I will give as homework. You have to try to do it. Okay children. If you have any doubt in this step, taking LCM and all, you have to clear it. Now you have to do these homework questions. Okay children. Thank you.